Well, hello and welcome to the Shifts and Pucks and Newspack for Thursday, October the 6th. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks. Subscribe wherever you got your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. As we're part of that, as well as yesterday, Sean and Chris enjoyed a run in from Graham Mosiman. Uh, uh, in Edmonton. Devin ran in as well and had a conversation about what was going on with the Edmonton Oilers, what is going on across the league, and a dissertation about mascots. And you'll be very surprised the information that Graham gave about mascots. Fun show. Check that out. We'll have me posting clips a little bit throughout the week before we're back together next week again. But keep an eye out on that. We'll start with Hockey Canada again. That has been kind of the big story uh, around the hockey right now. Yesterday, Tim Hortons announced that they were pulling their funding from Hockey Canada. We talked a little bit about the provinces as well. Quebec, the Quebec Association pulling, not transferring their fees. We're getting some information on that. More information will go on that as well. So a couple of different things. As of course, the hearings were on Monday with Hockey Canada, or Tuesday, sorry, with Hockey Canada, and um, just not really a difficult look and not a good look again from Hockey Canada here. But Canadian Tire has permanently ended their partnership with Hockey Canada. They announced that today. Uh, the Some other sponsors have continued on that route. We'll just read the statement from Canadian Tire here, uh, and what they've said about this. And we there. They said that they will redirect to first, according to Rick Rice, said they are going to redirect its funding to groups, including Sheldon Kennedy's Respect Group, which works with targeted hockey teams and leagues and other organizations to provide abuse prevention and training. But, well, here's the statement. After careful consideration, Canadian Tire Corporation has made the decision to end its partnership with Hockey Canada. In our view, Hockey Canada continues to resist meaningful change, and we can no longer confidently move forward together. CTC is proud of our commitment to sport and will continue to invest in our beloved national game by redirecting support to hockey-related organizations that better align with our values. The Respect Group, which is focused on preventing bullying, abuse, harassment, and discrimination, is one of many organizations where funds will be diverted. We are committed to supporting hockey and sport that is inclusive and safe for all Canadians. TELUS announced today that they were also pulling out as another group as well, announcing that. Scotiabank also announced that they are uh, have suspended their support as well. So, um, and and of course, as mentioned, Tim Hortons announced that as well. So certainly, it was financial pressure was put on before the hearings in the summer, and it did not enact any change. So I don't know if this is going to do any thing now. Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister Trudeau, uh, talked about this today as well, and he is suggesting that they're floating the idea of replacing Hockey Canada as an idea out there, and uh, so. Uh, and as sorry about that, as looking through that situation there as well. Justin Trudeau suggesting that, and uh, will uh, he's calling for wholesale change of hockey in Canada, as everyone else is that is involved here, and he said there needs to be a wholesale change. They need to do it. They need to realize that if we have to create an organization, get rid of Hockey Canada, create an organization called Canada Hockey instead. People will look at doing that. There is a lack of understanding that they have lost the confidence of Canadians. The sooner they get to that, the better it will be for everyone. So that's what Justin Trudeau said today. We had this conversation a few months ago with Ian Kennedy, and the idea of changing, dissolving, I think everyone would agree with that. But the question that I would ask of what the next step is who will lead that? What does it look like? It's, I think everyone agrees it's time for a change. The question has to be, what type of change is it that can do the things that need to be done? Respect, inclusion, all of those things to make it safe for everyone. How does that organization, who leads it? I think that these are very significant decisions. So this is where we're at in the next phase of this conversation. And let us know what you think, of course, in Hockey Canada as well. Just to stop into the Flames here, they have released Sonny Milano and Cody Eakin from their PTOs. Both of them did not play in the loss yesterday against the Winnipeg Jets. And they've sent Dustin Wolf to the down to the Calgary Wranglers, as the Flames have one more preseason game against the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow. And so, you acquire Raheem Zahorna. That's one thing. Milano didn't get any power play time against the game against the Kraken. A lot of people thought that perhaps the opportunity there was to play him with Kadri, but he didn't impress enough on that sense. And I think that they're looking at what Adam Ruzicka could bring, and it looks like that's going to be what Cody Eakin could bring, and that is there. So it doesn't look like Eakin Milano will move on for this year, and hopefully we'll get another opportunity or all the best to them. With PTOs, I think you have to play better than who you're competing with to get in, and quite simply, Milano and Eakin did not do that. As for Dustin Wolf, I think that the sky's the limit for this guy, but also I think you have to give credit. I think probably at this point, if I was to say give a MVP to the Calgary Flames for the preseason, it would be Dan Vladar. As he had a really good preseason. 97 saves, 103 shots, and a 9.42 save percentage. I would assume Jacob Markstrom's getting the call and playing the whole way tomorrow. So I think, you have to give that to Vladar. And they'll have to tighten their game up as they get ready for the regular season. And, we'll watch that there as well. So that's what's going on with the Flames. As for the Canucks, no Tyler Myers at practice today. He was day-to-day. It looks like Bruce Boudreau says he's day-to-day with something. They won their first preseason game last night, 5-4. Connor McDavid scored a highlight reel goal at Abbotsford. So they've got a win in the preseason. And, preseason in terms of records, you don't look at them, you don't take it too seriously, but you don't want to go winless in the preseason. You just want to get something, at least a win, and and they got that. They got the Arizona Coyotes for their last preseason game tomorrow, so that is what is going on there. The lines today at practice were Miller, Pearson, and Höglander. Miller did not play the game yesterday, but he's back at practice. Pettersson, Carlson, Kuzmenko. By the way, Dry's rotating in that Miller, Pearson, Höglander line. Horvat, Podkolzin, Garland, Amon, Dickinson, Lazar, with Joshua rotating in. As mentioned, no Tyler Myers pairings were Hughes and Shen, OEL, Pullman, Rathbose, and Burrows, and Wallana. Boudreau was asked about the return of Hughes and Shen and said that just seems to make the most sense. Sounded a little resigned. about what that looked like, but there is where we're at with as we have the Canucks, and I would preseason here, I would assume Thatcher Demko, like Jacob Markstrom, is getting a full game tomorrow. So get themselves ready to start the regular season here. We also have some other news here. We'll just touch on the Oilers. A couple of things happened. Jake Virtanen has been released from his PTO today. Played yesterday, got booed in his hometown of Abbotsford, took a bench minor and got, or he didn't, the Oilers took a bench minor, Virtanen served it, got booed. And that is where Jake Virtanen is out. Steve Staios, though, is part of the front office now. He, of course, former Oiler. He will be focusing on player development. He, of course, former president and general manager of the OHL champion Hamilton Bulldogs. He's been there since 2016. He has worked in various player development roles with the Toronto Maple Leafs from 2012 to 2015. So he's got some junior experience, championship experience. He's got some NHL experience in the role. So good ad there for the Oilers. I think bringing a guy that brings in some more insight for where the Oilers are at. Jason Robertson. This happened last night. We'll get to that here. He signs a 4-year, $31 million contract with the Stars. So that ends. He led Dallas 41 goals last year. He was an RFA. He was second behind Joe Pavelski in points, and of course 7.75. But that is done, and I think some people are surprised at this low amount. Tom Glardy, owner of the Stars, has talked about not paying younger players who have breakout years, not giving them, kind of needing of sort of that bridge prove it deal. I mean, 7.75 is nothing to sneeze at all, but I know some have thought that this was a little bit below value for what you would look at Jason Robertson. Glardy, as an owner of the Dallas Stars, says he's wanted to see more proof of that. So that's also another piece of news going on there. And back to the Vancouver Canucks. It's a good story, a cute little story here I wanted to touch on here, and that is they're introducing a new team puppy. His name is Ryp, inspired by Rick Rypien, late Vancouver Canuck, and of course they'll have so their new team dog will be Ryp, a little puppy. I think that's just a lot of fun about that, and they're going to have more of a puppy presence. Of course, on Twitter, the name Ryp represents the ultimate teammate. Ryp is courageous, kind, determined, and supportive. We know he will make a tremendous impact on the life as a new teammate. Follow his training. And BC, and of course, there's going to be a litter. It's BC Guide Dogs is who they're supporting. Great organization, great thing there. Needing volunteers in the Vancouver area to help raise puppies. Volunteers will receive training, supplies, and support from staff that assist through the whole puppy raising process. So good job for the Canucks there. Talked about Jason Robertson. Tomorrow is the start of the regular season, technically. We have a couple of games. It will start more in earnest next week, but the Sharks and the Predators play in Prague tomorrow at 11. You got Hurdle, the Lions from the Sharks. Hurdle, Timo Meier, Lee Kunin, Logan Couture, Oscar Lindbaum, Kevin Labanc, Nick Bonino, Noah Gregor, Matt Nieto, Nico Sturm, Steven Lorentz, Jonah Gadjevich on defense, Scott Harrington, Eric Carlson, Mark Edward Vlasic, Mario Ferraro, Matt Bennick, and Radim Radim Simic, James Reimer will get the call and goal. As for the Predators, Granlund with Forsberg and Duchesne, Ryan Johansson, Nino Niederreiter, and Kiefer Sherwood. Nino Niederreiter was a quietly good free agent signing for the Nashville Predators, Colton Sissons, Yakov Trainer, Tanner Janot, Cody Glass. If you got a chance to see that video of him making the team with David Poile and just what he's been through with injuries and concussions, that was a pretty cool video with Cole Smith, Eli Toyovin, Roman Yossi, Alexander Carrier, Ryan McDonough, Matthias Ekholm, Jeremy Lazan, Dante Fabro, UC Saros getting the call in goal. So that's what's going on there. And as far as anything else going on, we'll just have here as looking at the WHL here as no games today, tomorrow, a chunk of games. There will not be a Newspack tomorrow. I'm working a day shift, so we won't have that. And then a couple of weekend morning shifts. So we will be back next week with our Newspack. You can follow us all individually on Twitter. Sean Beardy, Canucks03, Tyler TNOBLE, Devin Gordhouse09, and of course, Christian Schneids, SCHNEIDZ. And if I missed it, Tyler TNOBLE. I am KEVOLE. Follow Graham Moseman at Graham Moseman as well, and all the stuff he's doing. He, kudos. He was just got off the air, came and joined Sean and Chris, so we thank him for that. Thank Devin for doing the run-in. Good episode. Check that podcast out. Of course, and that will that for us here. That's the news for today. And we will talk to you all. Thank you for listening, and we will talk to you very soon. Bye for now.